Hey, we got Nike versus a third-party factory representation here. We got the Nike pair to the left. We got the representation to the right. You can probably already spot some differences, color tone of the suede, laces, and so forth. Minor differences in person. It's very different. Now, keep in mind, guys, we are looking at this in 4K, so we're going to see a lot more than what our typical naked eye will see on foot or in hand. So I'll let you know. So here we go. We got the Nike tag right here, as you can see, clean, as usual. And, you know, not much really to dig into here. Looking at the representation version of the tag, not as of a bright white. Obviously, not much of a difference. Like I said, they've definitely gotten better and mastered their labels, so we'll let that go. All right, we got the retail internal tissue paper to the left. Obviously, you see the rep on the right. Minor difference of the color tone of the internal tissue, as you see there, but they got the pattern right. Box is obviously smaller as usual. You see the YDMO sticker on the representation to the right and on the Nike pair to the left. Let's move into the boxes alone. And as you see, rep to the right, Nike to the left. Nike's bigger. For logistic purposes, the replicated boxes are smaller. Minor difference in the Jumpman's. It's a little bit darker on the replicated pair, or box, I should say. Here we go, guys. Down to the meat and potatoes. Let's appreciate the Nike pair here for a brief moment. It did come super transitional off the bat. Didn't have to hit it with a suede brush or nothing like that. After the fact, I might have. I can't remember, but dope looking shoe. You see how high that tongue is. Keep an eye on that, guys. On the retail, we're going to go ahead and appreciate this representation on its own. Again, you see a minor difference in the color tone. It's a little bit lighter of burgundy. Again, suede is transitional as ever. Did not hit it with a suede brush at all. Here we go. Toe boxes are nearly identical. The representation to the right is a little bit bigger versus the slimmer version on the Nike pair. Look at the caging. Obviously, the Nike pair is a whiter caging color. The rep is more of a duller color. But man, the transition is identical on both of these shoes. That's insane of the suede. Looking at the tongues here, as you can see, the Jumpmans are super close. Now, it is the correct size on the representation to the right. We're going to get a closer look at those in a brief moment as well. Now, having a look here at the toe boxes, again, near identical. The size 12 representation is a bit overscaled, so things are a little bit bigger, which I'm going to point out here. You see there the stitching and the spacing there. You see how much bigger it is versus the replicated to the left. You see where the tongue starts on the rep versus the Nike pair there. So here we go. We're going to get a little further. The lace locks, I'll leave them alone. Those are identical. We don't really have to dig too deep. They do have size 12 numeral stickers on the internal insoles. Nothing to dig into there. Again, look how well they match the coloring on the midsole there. Replication on right, Nike pair on left. It's a hair. Let's say the representation pair is not as glossy as the midsole is on the Nike pair. Just a little bit more dull. And again, the caging, you can see is a little bit more dull on the rep to the right versus how much bright white it is and clear on the left. Again, that transition is all over both of these pairs, guys, on the suede. Again, very close. You know, like I said, we can definitely call out so many minuscule differences. It's going to be that way. It just is. The Jordan text is a little bit slimmer on the retail pair to the right versus the representation to the left. Jumpman's look about right. It is a little bit more of an icy blue on the representation versus an icy tone, a lighter icy blue to the retail. So here we go. As you can see here, retail right, representation to the left. Now the Jumpman is a bit higher on the Nike pair that you see there to the right. It's a little bit lower on the rep. Again, we're noticing these differences because we are comparing these shoes exactly together. We are scrutinizing these shoes so much. Again, materials feel the same as far as the cuts do. The gray is a little bit lighter, silver lighter on the collar on the representation to the left versus a little bit darker to the Nike pair to the right. So, I mean, in my personal opinion, we're really picking at this. Like, we are picking at things to really start pulling differences here. I mean, again, the toes are nearly identical. Again, a little bit wider on the representation to the left. Again, that caging is dull versus the clear brightness on the Nike pair to the right. Again, we're going to see the same thing. Jumpman's a little bit higher on the rear of the Nike pair versus the Replicator, which is a little bit lower. Again, these are both a size 12, so could it differentiate from size to size even on the Nike spectrum? It could. I don't know. But these are very close, guys. Again, looking at those toe boxes. Like I said, they improved big time on the 5s. Back in the day, the 5s, the Jumpman used to be smaller on the tongue. There used to be like a lot more not really good differences. But nowadays, it's getting crazy, guys. Again, don't get scammed out there. Be careful. This is an easy one to scam someone with, by the way. This is very easy to scam someone. Scammable pair. Look at the transition on both. Look at my thumb marks on each toe box. You see them both. Again, none of these have received the brush treatment. So with that, I'm going to leave it there, guys. Leave your comments down below. Let me know what differences you may have seen that I didn't see. And again, remember, we are watching this in 4K. So we're seeing a lot more than what we're really going to see in person. But in all honesty, this replication or representation is definitely scammable, and y'all know what it is. Sneaker Lover out.